This is a 2000 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 here, and it's not engaging into four-wheel drive. So this is going to be our actuator, which is on the front differential here. What we have right here is a diaphragm, and so these two lines here are going to go on either side of that diaphragm, and that's going to either engage or disengage our fork, which engages or disengages the four-wheel drive. So the first thing I've done is I've disconnected our line here. There's gonna be 2 pinch clamps there, so get some pliers, undo those pinch clamps, move them back, pull that off of there. Then we want to get a vacuum pump and put it on here. Doesn't matter what side, you could do both sides, either side, doesn't matter, just so long as you hook up your vacuum pump and you're testing for vacuum. And if it doesn't hold, if the pressure doesn't stay static, then you've got a leak or damaged diaphragm in here, and that is why this isn't working, so we need to change this out. The reason that I want to do that first is because I'd like to know that this is no good, rather than finding out we have a leak in our lines, our factory lines somewhere. So once we've checked that and tested it and it's failed, now we know we can replace this. All we got to do is disconnect our electrical right there, and then we've got 4 bolts, 2 down here where the shield is, and then we've got another 2 up here. That's going to be a 7/16. Remove that. You might want to put a bucket underneath, because when we remove this, we might have some oil coming out of this chamber here. This is everything disconnected. We've just got the oil dripping out of there. This is loose. So we had 4 bolts, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, electrical connector there. We have a vent hose right here. That's just a pinch clamp on that. And then we had our 2 pinch clamps to hold our vacuum lines on here. Disconnect all those things, and now this is ready to be removed out of there. Here's our actuator on the bench here, and we've got a vacuum gun hooked up on that. We just want to show you how this thing operates. Once we've installed our vacuum onto one side of the actuator there, and then we start to apply the vacuum, you can see where it moves that fork there. But the problem is that it's not holding pressure. As we can see here, the pressure is dropping, so that diaphragm is damaged or compromised somehow inside there. Now if we hook it onto the other side, we'll see the fork move the other way. And again, we're going to see our drop in pressure as it gradually drops down. Here's our new part here, and we're just testing that with the vacuum gun, and in the back there you can see that the needle's holding steady. Here's a part number for anyone who's interested, and it will come with the new gasket and bolts here, so you don't have to worry about that. To swap this out, all we have is 3 snap rings. We're going to have one in there and then one on either side of our fork right here. And if we take a look, we've got our snap ring, our large one right there, and then 2 small ones right there. That's all you got to do. Remove those snap rings, take this old one out, make sure we orientate the fork in the correct position. So note that before you take it apart, so that you put it back together the same way. And if we take a look in here, these still look like they're in good shape. They don't look cracked or damaged in any way. But again, if we needed them, we have them in our kit as well. Here's those 3 clips removed. We got 2 small ones, 1 large one. You're gonna get in there with some picks and try and get those out of there. And now this should slide out, slide the new one in, and install our clips. Here it is all reassembled. We cleaned up that body before we reassembled everything, so we're not going to get any dirt or grime inside of our front differential there. And then there's an O-ring that goes in here. You can see that old O-ring right there. So this new one comes in the kit. So put on your O-ring, then I'm going to spray with some WD-40, spray the shaft there, install that into our bore, and then we've got our 3 rings to connect. We've got the large one and then the 2 on either side of our fork here. And now that everything's ready to go, we have our new gasket with our kit, and we have some new bolts that we can use to install that. We've got this all reinstalled here, and you're going to line up your fork into your collet in there, put in your 4 bolts. We've got a shield here. We've got a bracket up there that's going to hold this electrical. Got our 4 bolts, 7/16. Going to snug that up to 96 inch-pounds. You're welcome to use blue Loctite on that if you are worried that that might come loose. Got everything all torqued up. We've put our vacuum lines back on with our pinch clamps here. The only thing left to do is our vent tubing that goes on there. I'm going to end up using a gear clamp for that one. So now if you're worried about the fluid that came out of this thing when we disassembled it, you can take some gear oil and you can squirt it into this vent hole here. Put a little oil back in there before you hook up the vent line. Here's the final installation with that vent tube connected up there. Then you just take it for a drive, make sure everything's operating as it should. If it's not, you may still have a leak in one of your vacuum lines that you might have to track down. Hopefully not.